This is the Wheatstone Broadcasting Corporation.
Scott Fybush here at Wheatstone with Mike and Mike, some of my favorite audio experts here. Mike Erickson from Wheatstone, Mike Pappas from DaySequerra. Gentlemen, welcome.
How you doing?
Good morning.
So you guys are kind of working together now on some projects involving HD radio and time alignment. Let's talk a little bit about how all of this works, how everything talks to everything else.
Well, so we've got a box that can measure the diversity delay problem offset, and it will lovingly stream correction vectors to virtually every Wheatstone processor that's current in the product line with the latest firmware.
I can tell you one of the biggest problems we've had with HD radio, just as an industry in general, is keeping the FM and the HD time alignment in check. And this has been basically the white elephant in the room for many, many years. And it's good to see companies coming together with some synergy in order to make that work. We've been working with DaySequerra now for a little bit over a year. Their time lock system, we've had it in our lab. They've had our processing example in their facility, and they've been able to verify that it works. And we actually have a working demo of the DaySequerra time lock and the Wheatstone Air Aura here in our Wheatstone booth.
And we actually have some customers out in the field making it all work.
That's correct. We actually have one of the first LPFMs that is doing HD. It's down in Wilmington, North Carolina, and they will be using the time lock system with the Wheatstone to make sure that their audio is set. And for an LPFM, that's actually very critical because the HD power level is much, much lower than you would get in a normal radio station, so in a regular licensed radio station. So you would want to make sure that as HD receivers in cars don't have the skipping issue with the blend.
And that's becoming critical the more HD receivers are out there in cars now.
That's correct.
You know, they're really out there. People are buying these things, and if they get in the car and the radio doesn't work, who do they go to?
That's right.
Dealer. Mm-hmm. And the dealers hate it.
Yeah, they think there's something wrong with the radio, and rightfully so, because well, maybe not rightfully so, but I mean, that would be, you know, when you don't understand the system that's going on, you know, the first thing you think of is the product that's right in front of you, and that's the receiver. And GM actually removed HD radios from their cars, from some of their models for a while because of this problem. And what we don't want to see is HD become another AM stereo or some of the other systems that, you know, there were issues with, and just, you know, like consumer electronics just abandoned it. So we want to make sure that FM and HD is properly time aligned, and the HD portion of the signal is more important now than it's ever been before, and that's not going to change. It's just going to move forward, and this type of technology with DaySequerra, with Wheatstone, is essential in order to maintain the alignment between FM and HD and the listening experience.
You talk about this having been the elephant in the room, and I've been attending sessions here at NAB talking about time alignment issues for better than a decade now. This is not a new problem. Is this finally, you think, the magic box that's solving this once and for all?
Look, you know, we knew we had a problem. We had to quantify the problem. We had to build systems that allowed you to easily look at the problem, and then we had to work cooperatively with Wheatstone so that our box can tell their box how much delay is necessary to get it all to correct. And, you know, none of that happened overnight. And, you know, there's some very interesting technology problems there. For example, if you have a typical public radio station maybe running their FM side in mono and then running stereo on HD. And so when you try to think about correlating those, right, and making that measurement between very different sounding audio, we got one in mono and we got another in stereo. There's a lot of work that had to go on to get that to be reliable. And typically, you know, we want to see correlation in the 90+ percentile. So that means that at the end of the day, we're down to 10 samples maximum offset, and that's our goal. And that took a long time. It took a lot of DSP, it took a lot of research, and then you run into things like, we got it all working, and then we find public radio stations in mono on FM and stereo on HD1, and we're all going, wow, we never thought about that.
I never thought about that till just now.
And the reason a lot of public radio stations do that is it improves their signal-noise ratio by 20 dB.
Yep.
And, you know, if you're doing an all-talk format on FM, it makes a huge difference in your coverage area.
Absolutely. Now you're doing over at DaySequerra all kinds of other neat boxes to monitor these signals and make sure that that broadcasters know exactly what's going on and going out on their air. What else are you showing this year?
Well, we also have a 5.1 headphone system, which we built for television, which allows TV customers to rapidly QC surround broadcasts without having a whole 5.1 booth. And we've got some other technology we're showing for codec reconstruction and stuff like that. It's been a big show for us. We've announced 6 products here. So.
Wow.
Excellent. Mike Pappas from DaySequerra, Mike Erickson from Wheatstone.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.